So this section serves as the female prison cells.
That's this?
Yes, this is the female prison cells. But we will visit the male prison cells, then you know how the cells look like.
Okay.
But before we go to the political prison cells, we also have between 2001 and 2004 this place serving as a refugee camp.
Oh.
Refugees from Darfur, South Sudan were kept here.
Okay.
As refugees before they moved them. So these are the writings to the great when they came here. Some of the prisoners who were killed, we have the workshop for them. So they were working for here. So they were sewing the dresses for some of the prisoners. Please, let's check out. These were some of the storerooms where gold, ivory, and human beings as captives or slaves were also kept. And once they were kept here as well, some of our political leaders were also imprisoned here. One of our longest serving presidents, in the name of First Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, was kept here as a prisoner in 1979. One of the founding fathers of the Big Six, he goes by the name Edward Akufo-Addo, and he happens to be the father of the current president. He was also imprisoned here as well. Then, of course, a lot of journalists were also imprisoned here. But during the slave trade era, these were the dungeons that captives were kept here before they were taken out of.
Was this before Cape Coast?
Elmina was the first one, Cape Coast the second. This was built in 1649.
Okay.
1649.
Oh. So Elena was the first one?
Elmina was the first, 1482.
What about Oka? Was Christiansburg?
Christiansburg.
Yeah.
Christiansburg was built in 1651.
Oh, okay.
1651.
History.
Yeah. Most of the stubborn ones, you have chains. So this is more like block. That's where you chain them together so you cannot move. If they want to move out, they have to come and unlock the chains before they will move out.
How many?
In here, you have between 50 to 60 people being kept here.
What's that?
Fan.
Oh, fan. Oh, okay. 50 to 60 people in here? So, amen.
It's the ring. When we are going out, we see where I can hold the ring, where it's like a lock. You have one on your leg, then you lock it up there. So if you have to move it out, you unlock it before.
So all the shackles connected
All the
to
shackles
one?
are connected to one. So this space is served as the bathroom.
Bathroom? Where?
Bathroom.
Oh.
Open. So these are the showers you are seeing. 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Almost about 13 of them.
Oh.
About 13 of them. Then it's open. It's open. And this was not for the slave. The slave never had the chance of taking their bath in here. But the prisoners. It was the prisoners.
So slaves know, but the prisoners. Okay.
Slaves know, but the prisoners.
So the slaves, they just use it on themselves.
Exactly. Everything. I'm sure you'll be going to Cape Coast or anything.
Yes.
When you go there, you see the actual things. Cape Coast, you see the dungeon, the shit, the blood, the sweat, the fire line.
The chapel.
The chapel. So, irrespective of everything happening, they still had the chance to, whether they were watching the sport So we have the people around the mosque, and of course, in next month, there is a group known as a festival known as Chalibote Festival, Street Art Festival. And during that time, the whole street that we are seeing was occupied by about 100,000 people. We give them the space to use some of these rooms to mount their exhibitions. So the rehearsals you are seeing there are the performing at the drama group that arrange. So they are doing rehearsals for next month.
So what religion?
No, now this is just a group.
Oh, okay.
It's just a group. It's not a religion.
Oh,
It's just a cultural group. They perform dances and
Oh, okay. Is religion big?
yeah, religion is very big. Now we have 3 main religions in Ghana. We have the traditional religion, we have the Islamic religion, and then we also have Christianity.
Okay.
Before the Europeans came, you were practicing what we call traditional religious belief systems, where we worship God through our ancestors. We do what we call pouring of libation. So we use alcohol to invoke the spirit of our ancestors to send our message to God. Then 1421, the Islams moved from North Africa because of Kula. They built the mosque and they started indoctrinating others. Then in the south, the Europeans also came and started building the structures, and in there they built the chapels. So in the chapel, Christianity was also being part of it. So if you go to the coastal areas where these things are scattered, you have Christianity. When you go to the middle belt, we have Islamic traditional religion, where we have shrines where they pour libation. When you go to the northern part of Ghana, Islamic religion. So these are the 3 main religions that we have: north, middle, and south.
Okay.
Let's go through there. Sule! 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 My bag is there. My laptop is there. Make you know run away, leave am.
Look at this. So this is the bathroom?
No. This is the male prison cells.
So, but this in the middle of the floor?
The middle of the floor is like alley, the gutter.
Okay.
So when rain falls, or if you want to urinate,
Okay.
then you come. So it's like a gutter which washes everything out. No bathroom here.
No. Okay.
So if you want to urinate, then you come out and then you urinate. So this is how the rooms look like. So like I said, the name of the festival, Chalibote Festival, the name of the artist is there. So we have the artist biography and everything there. So it means next month somebody will be mounting his exhibition here. So that instead of an empty room, you come in there and you see that it is being used.
Oh wow. What that mean? Jai.
Jinyami, except God.
Oh.
It talks about the supremacy
Okay.
of God. The supremacy of God. Look at how the doors move. So inside is metal.
Sheesh.
Then outside is wood. So you realize that here, 1, 2, 3. Inside is metal because if they are there with water, they can throw the water on the wood for it to become soft and break out. So
Metal.
and this was done by the British.
Damn, 16.
So this room is the whole structure. I call it the 40-cell structure. So 40 cells here, 40 cells in the female vagina. So all looking exactly the same.
Okay. Sheesh. 16. It's still standing. This is old.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
1649.
1649. Sheesh.
This is 1649. Elmina is 1482. Christiansburg is 1661.
Ooh.
So we have the cannons that were used back in the days to defend. These were used back in the days to defend the castle.
Okay. So this.
Yeah. The big guns.
Oh yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean. The ones.
Oh yeah. So this is an actual real one.
Exactly.
Oh.
Not that. Very, very good. And this is the one that they use in carbide.
It's a cannon. Huh?
Carbide. That's the what? Is it like the fuel they use? Carbide, full of
Oh,
gas.
Okay. So that's what they stuff in there and light it?
Exactly.
Oh,
They
okay.
light it for the pressure to move it all out.
Oh.
Then they use it together with what we call cannonball. The cannonball is metal, very heavy metal, which is placed at the tip. So the pressure pushes it. So it depends on how high or how heavy the pressure is, then the thing moves further. And if that one of that ball should hit the structure, it collapses.
Collapse. Sheesh. He said that's the actual cannon what they use to protect the castle.
Execution room.
What?
Execution room. So in the typical slave castle, you have the condemned cells where they just push you there and you are left to die. But in here, in the prison life, you have to be executed. So they have drowning, this will be filled with water. So you drown or immersion. Then you have electrocution, also used. And this is not done to people that commit murder in the society. When you kill someone, the court will say you should also be killed. And this is where they do it. So now it is no more. They rather do life in prison.
Sheesh. I can't believe this is still standing. So this is the trading post.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh wow. Let me take a picture.
By the British, 1917. 1917, the very first one that we did. Until we gained our independence, and we constructed a new one known as the Tama Harbour, or the Tama Fishing Harbour. Now we are trying to convert it into a modern fishing harbour, so that you have the bigger ships coming here with your guide. Then we have the canoes. These are the canoes that we use for fishing.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to fish, you have to push this all the way in the, so that you come back with your catch.
So it wasn't diamonds, it was gold.
Gold, yeah.
When did diamonds come?
No, diamonds were later on after the abolition of slavery, like in Sierra Leone. That's where the diamonds are. So Ghana is just full of gold. So we have specific places in Ghana, bauxite and gold.
Okay.
In Sierra Leone, diamond. That's where you have the black diamond moving. All there. So West Africa has every land and what they are capable of having.
That's fine. It's beautiful.
By the British, 1917. 1917, the very first one that we did. Until we gained our independence, and we constructed a new one known as the Tama Harbour, or the Tama Fishing Harbour. Now we are trying to convert it into a modern fishing harbour, so that you have the bigger ships coming here with your guide. Then we have the canoes. These are the canoes that we use for fishing.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to fish, you have to push this all the way in the, so that you come back with your catch.
So it wasn't diamonds, it was gold.
Gold, yeah.
When did diamonds come?
No, diamonds were later on after the abolition of slavery, like in Sierra Leone. That's where the diamonds are. So Ghana is just full of gold. So we have specific places in Ghana, bauxite and gold.
Okay.
In Sierra Leone, diamond. That's where you have the black diamond moving. All there. So West Africa has every land and what they are capable of having.
That's fine. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So you see all the canoes out of water, because this month we are observing what we call closed season. So during closed season, we don't allow the fisher folk to fish. You come, you mend your net, so that after the 1 month, which some of the small fishes will be old enough, then you can just. So it's a means of allowing the fishes to grow. That's what we are saying.
Okay, so for how long? A month?
1 month, 31 days.
Well, okay, 31 days.
31 days.
They're making new ones. So 31 days. Yeah, that's crazy. So that's the lighthouse?
That's the lighthouse. And then, where the Christiansburg.
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 Oh, it's close.
So it just goes by. And if you take the coast of Ghana,
Yeah.
let's take from this place to this place is the coast of Ghana. The Danes were there, the Dutch were here, the British were here. And that is how they kept on building. So in Ghana alone, we have 80 of these structures.
80?
80.
Ooh.
80 of these structures.
Why did they close Christiansburg?
No,
I wanted to see that place too.
We are trying to renovate the place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's
I
falling
used to
apart.
manage that place.
Oh.
And so when the government handed over, we wanted to establish a presidential museum of leadership and governance. For 2 years or 3 years, the roofing caved in. And the tours were still conducted around, which is meaningless. So you need to do more additions. And of course, the military were also there. So people stole their guns and bullets. Then they said, no. It's because visitors have come. That's why we had a chance to come. So now, stop the tours. Let's move all our gadgets from here. So that when you are there, you can have free access to the place. So we will open it, but we are just waiting for some emergency renovation works there. It is not what you are saying. We have two parts. You have the old castle and the new castle. The new castle is still used. It is part of the office of the president. But the old part is what was built in 1661. That is the one that we need serious repairs. And that is actually the tourist attraction, not what you are seeing outside.
That's that white building?
The white building. So after the white building, you have the original fort.
Okay.
Or castle. Yeah. This one is the white you are seeing was built in 1950. 1950, but the original thing was 1661, which is a small part.
Okay. What's that right there? Look like that.
The white.
No, in the middle. This.
Okay. So that's more like a walkway.
Oh.
It's a walkway that we built so that they could just walk into the beach. It's a hotel.
Oh, it looked like a dungeon.
No. It's a hotel. It's a hotel. So they built this things where like you can walk and stand on top of the ocean. But it's no more functioning. There was an earthquake that collapsed it all the way from here. So you can see the stones being cut.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So all the way from here, the earthquake destroyed most of it. And that's one thing. Let's see the few things we have in there. Very good. So this is a small slave museum which we try to exhibit some of the remnants of the slave trade. Talk of shackles that they used in restricting the slaves. Neck shackle. This is what we have. So it was always. So this is what we kept in that hook. We saw that.
Oh, okay.
So once you are sitting down, there's no way to move.
It was that tight?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
So they move it like this. And once it goes in, they lock it. And it is very difficult coming out of this. This is the map of the world indicating where the slaves were taken from. West Africa, America, Caribbean. So the slaves were all taken to America to work on sugarcane plantations. The sugarcane would then be taken to Europe to produce sugar. Then from sugar, rum, whiskey, and others will come out of it. They bring them back to West Africa. But you see what? Gold and ivory straight to Europe.
Okay.
And this is all going on. It's like a recycle. It is not happening as you speak. So this is just the whole summary of the slave trade and whatever was involved.
What does hurricane mean in Africa? I learned that hurricanes follow the slave trading routes. Like real hurricanes, they follow.
So hurricanes are more like whirlwinds. Whirlwinds. And in the desert areas where the slaves were taken from. Sometimes when the clouds are gathering for rainfall. You see the air. In a society, it moves around all the time. But just that it is very small. Not the huge ones that happens in America and carries cars and structures. No. In Ghana or in Africa, it's very small, just a small one. You see robbers rolling. That is where rain or hurricane, but it's very minor. During heavy rainfalls, you see the hurricane happening on the sea. Then it's able to take some fish, bring them aboard. So our forefathers tell that, oh, it is raining fish.
Okay.
Raining fish. So it means the hurricane happening around the sea. And most of the heavy rainfalls and thunders happen on the sea. So when it's happening, then they bring them back. And then we see those of us that live on the coast, it happens all the time. You see fishes out of rain on the roof.
That's crazy.
So that's how it carries.
Because I heard that hurricane, I forgot what it meant, but the big hurricanes in America travel the Atlantic trading route.
It's just small. So these ones are just some of the things that we were using before the Europeans came in. This was just like cooking pot.
Yeah.
Use cooking pot for drinking water or storing water. We have it here. Baskets for carrying stuff. Calabash. What's that for? We want to drink water or palm wine.
Okay.
Makala or Mancala.
Mancala. Yeah, I like that game. That's the game I was telling you about. I actually do know how to play that on the phone. Yeah.
Then we continue. 4-4-4. So the main idea of this game is to rearrange to get 4 in each. And at the end of the game, whoever emerges victorious, like if you finish and have more pebbles, this part becomes part of yours. If you have more, it becomes until you're able to conquer it all.
We got it on our phone.
Exactly. Then
these are actual from back then or remade?
These are back then. Calabash and wood. This is our guitar.
Oh. Wow.
This is our guitar. Our flutes. The flutes. We have as well. Then Junior, except God, the symbol.
Except God.
Except God, the supremacy of God. There's evidence that our forefathers already knew God before the Europeans came in. Then the chairs that our forefathers were also using, chiefs and leaders in the society. This is what they use. This is how our normal compound looks like. The normal compound settlement. So the mother, the father, they have their group, the children, the teenagers. So classes, each group and whatever. This is for consumption. This one is for the next planting season.
Do they believe in Anakis here? Yeah?
So this is
that's what they can
ship. 15th century, this is what the Europeans sailed through in. And see, this painting was done in this is a painting, the painting that arrived of the Europeans in 1471. And while standing there, you see the same thing. Just on this side, you see the canoes. So after 600 to almost 1,000 years, we are still using this, the canoe. That should tell you how dependable and durable this is. Just made from two. This is how the Europeans introduced themselves to our chiefs. Shnagan mirror. See a small baby fascinated with
the mirror.
See, exactly. What brought you here? We come to trade peace. Then, of course, it turned out to be slave trade. This is the first fort that we built. The Almena Castle.
Okay, I see.
When you go there, today, it's detailed. Everything you see here is the same thing that we have over there. 1482.
1482.
Yes.
This is the place I was showing this morning.
Christopher Columbus, Don Diego da Jambuja, all of them, the combat stuff. These are the other smaller ones that you will not see here. Fort Colonial in the western region.
Western.
You have Fort Fredericksburg in Town. This is a German fort.
Okay.
Apparently, this was built by the British and later on the Dutch took over. You have Fort Santiago, again, the Dutch. This is how they captured us. You'll be in your house, you don't have weapons. Even when you pull weapons to fight, you are killed. So they will tie them all the way from the north, they will drag them down. Burkina Faso, Senegal, they will drag them down to Ghana before the ship. And once we get here, we do what we call branding.
Branding?
Yes, they didn't know our names. They didn't know our names, so metals with symbols have to be put in fire when we can't swear what they use it to mark them. This is what, and this is how we mark it. Cape Coast Castles, Fort Metal Cross in this school, Fort Orange in 1640 by the Dutch. The Dutch built many of these forts. This is the Danes.
The Danes?
The Danes. The Portuguese built about 5, the Dutch built about 10, the British built about 10. That's what again the British. So British, Portuguese, Danes, and it continues as well. Over here was a Danish slave ship that was carrying slaves from Ghana to the New World. When you go to Norway, the ship got wrecked. Everybody on board died. 265. They all died. After 206 years later, we discovered the site. And when we discovered the site, most of this scuba divers discovered them when they died. Ivy of an elephant.
Dead.
This ivy of an elephant.
That's why I was telling. That's why they kill them.
This is how big.
That's big.
This is branding machine. This is what they used.
Oh, this is the brand.
Yeah, this is the symbol you see there.
Oh.
Then you have the shackles. Again, another shackle. So that's this one has the key. It has the key. So just on your hands.
So these the actual. That's the real whip.
There's the tobacco smoking pipes. This was the site where they discovered the ivory.
Oh.
That was in 74.
6 years later.
74. Then the brokerage weight. Then the stamp of approval. And guess what? The stamp of approval, the symbol is peace and love.
Peace and love. That's theirs?
Yeah. So we have this among the colonies. So the Danes were the first to abolish slavery in 1803, followed by the British, then America finally. So all the colonies, the Virgin Islands that this was blown, which means as soon as you gain your freedom, this is what you do. So when neighbors hear of the sound, this is a freed colony.
Oh, I didn't know Danes was the first one to abolish.
Yeah, the Danes were the first in 1803, followed by the British in 1807. America was the last one in 1863 to 65.
Oh, wow.
And we are keeping all these things intact with the help of UNESCO. So we call them UNESCO World Heritage Site. So even if you want to pull it down and build a new structure, they will not allow you because it has some universal value that everybody must learn. But they are also here just to teach people that this should never happen again.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So they actually pray.
And it's a symbol in their national flag. When you look at the national flag, you see this head in it. And so you can see it standing on one leg. They are able to do this for so many minutes and then for so long without getting tired. Now, these birds are the main reason why the national team of Uganda have their slogan as the cranes of Uganda. When they score a goal, they have a particular dance they perform. You see them stretch their arms and then hop around. Now, these birds are able to dance. So once in a while, you see them stretch their wings and then be hopping around. So the national team of Uganda copied that dance from these birds. We call these birds the African crown cranes because of the crown on their heads. Yes. So the male is the bigger one and then the female is the other one. So the one just in front of us is a male, the other one is a female. They are able to live for between 20 to 25 years. That is how long they can live. And they can also fly as well. They are able to fly. They have wings so they can fly. Okay. We mainly feed our birds in here with chicken feed. The chicken feed is very rich in protein. So it helps them develop and become very big as you are seeing. So we have some reptiles to look at. So
like five, like 5 cities. But
you can come a bit. There are 3 of them in here. This one right here, the other one on the log in the middle, and then we have one down there. So we call this group of snakes as the African rock pythons, and in the Akan dialect we call them onini. Yes. So these African rock pythons are the kind of snakes that can grow very long in length and very big, very wide. And when they are fully mature, they can swallow bigger objects or bigger animals. So right in this cage, what we do before we feed them is that we study the length of the snake before we know the kind of food to give to the snake. So as at now, because they are not really matured, we feed them with mice. We breed the mice in this zoo and then feed them to the snakes. So once every 2 weeks, we give them two mice each every 2 weeks. We breed the mice here. And all pythons are non-venomous. So they have teeth, they can bite you. But when they bite you, they can't infect you with any poison. You will just sustain some injuries and that will be all. All pythons are non-venomous. But these snakes in particular are very good constrictors. So once you mistaken this snake for a royal python and you put it on your neck, this snake can constrict you and then kill you. So that is why it is not safe to play with this one like the way we are able to play with the royal python. And it can live for 30 years. That is the average lifespan of this snake. Now you can turn and then look at this cage. We have some other group of snakes in here. The kind of snake we have in this cage, you have to look critically, otherwise you will not be able to see. It is brown and it is lying under the second log. It has camouflage with the leaves, so unless you look critically, yes. And they are the type of snakes that have horns. So we call these snakes the Gabon viper. This is a Gabon viper. Once you go to the desert, you are likely to find more of them in the desert because they usually like atmospheres and areas that blends with the color of their skin. So when you go to the desert, you see more of them there. They usually like to live in the sand. So once you mistake and then step in the sand, it's just not too horn. And the kind of venom that it has, you need just about like an hour or 2 to die. So it's a very, one of the most deadliest snakes in the world. Yes, one of the most deadliest snakes in the world. That's it. A Gabon viper. And right in this cage, this is where we breed our mice and then feed them to the snakes. So this is like a breeding center. And we have another type of snake. The type of snake that we have here is called an African royal python. And this royal python is what you see people holding. So the ones you see people playing with are here, royal python. You can see. And the royal python looks almost the same as the rock python. So you might mistake the royal for the rock. Now with the royal python, the more it grows in age, the color of the skin, it changes. Usually when it is young, the color is very, very dim. But when it begins to mature, it brightens up. Yes, that's how it is. Okay, so right from the snakes, we are going to look at the ostrich and some parrots and other animals as well. So we have to go this way. Let's go this way. Okay, so right over here, we have the biggest bird in the world here. This is the largest bird in the world. But unfortunately, this bird cannot fly because of its size. It's very heavy to be in the atmosphere. So what this bird does is that it has invested everything into its speed. So this bird can run at a speed of 70 kilometers per hour. Very fast, one of the fastest birds on earth. And so when you go to South Africa and Australia, we have people that are able to sit on them, use them for sports, races. You can even sit on them, use them as a means of transport when you go to those countries. One whole egg of the female ostrich can even feed a group of about 3 or 4 because it contains 15 of the normal chicken eggs that we eat. So one egg is equal to 15 of the normal chicken eggs. And this bird here can live for a period of between 40 to 60 years. But as at now, it's a very young animal. It's just 17 years old. So it's a teenager. Yes, a teenager. And a very, very fast one. Yes, it's very edible. When you go to some other countries, even in Ghana here, we have people that eat this. They fry it. You can fry it, you can roast it, you can do anything to it. Just like the way you do your chicken at home. Okay. You can do their lifespan. They can live between 40 to 60 years before they die. Yes. That's now there's just 17 years old. So we have some parrots to look at. All animals can fall sick, even snakes do fall sick. So we have some other animals.
So does it get bigger than this as it gets older?
It will get a little bit bigger than this. Yes, it will get a little bit bigger.
Please, if they fall sick,
how do they enter? Yes, so we have personnel who are trained about animal behaviors and how to enter the cages to deal with the animals in there. So they have to come with a vet. They go in there together. Sometimes when the animal is very wild, what they do is that they need to sedate it, put it to sleep. Okay. We have a dart gun, so they come with a dart gun and then put it to sleep before they go in there to treat them. Okay. But if the animal is not really wild, that they can handle, they just go in there, catch it. Like this animal like this, they can catch it with a net. Once you cover it with a net, it's so useless. Yes, so you just do whatever you want to do. Have a surgery on it. They are dangerous, very dangerous. Usually they aim for your eye when they want to peck. Yes. So if you don't take care, and then just your eye will just go off. And so when you are dealing with one, you can hold the neck. The neck is very fragile. So once you press the neck for 5 minutes, it can even die. So its strength, everything is here in the neck. You see how long the neck is. So sometimes even in the wild, when another animal is running after this, what it does is that it looks for an area where there is a lot of sand, and then it quickly hides its head in it, thinking it has hidden every part of the body. So that's why when someone insults you that you are as foolish as the ostrich, this is what the person
It's a big insult.
So please, let's come with me.
This is like, cause ours don't walk you and explain the shit. You gotta walk by yourself.
Ooh.
All right. So right over here we have some other animals here. They are rodents. So just like the grass cutters and all, they are also part of that family. And with these animals, they are able to shoot their spikes when they want to defend themselves. So before any wild animal is able to kill this animal, that animal will go through a lot of pain. Now when the spike enters your skin, it can produce some toxins which will eventually eat up your cells, and then with time it will transmit to every part of your cell and eventually kill you when you don't bring it out. And aside that, they are able to feed on fruits and then vegetables. That is what they eat. But in addition to that, they have stronger jaws. So the stronger jaws enables them to chew a lot of hard objects, like hard substances, like the bones that the lion is not able to chew. When you bring it to them, they are able to break it down and then eat it. Yes. And so sometimes when we are feeding them, what we do is that we try to add some palm fruit to their feed, so that they can just crack it and then take whatever they want to take from it. So that is what we do in here. So the porcupines, they can also live for 20 to 25 years. That is their lifespan, average lifespan.
How old are these ones?
So for now, they are just about 11 years old. So we are still...
How many are there? Two or three?
They are two. They are two. They've not yet given us offspring. Sometimes the environment can also determine whether animals will give birth or they won't. I mean, if this is so small for me and my wife and I are not okay, we wouldn't want to give birth to offspring that also come and suffer. So the animals will refuse to give birth. So their environment plays a bigger role in them giving birth or not. Okay. So right after here, we are going to have the second largest. We just saw the largest bird in the world. So we are going to look at the second largest bird. Okay, all right. We have the second largest birds in the world here, and we call these birds emu. The emu is a special bird that comes from Australia. So when you go to Australia, there are two animals that are very dominant in Australia. We have one to be the kangaroo, and then the next is this bird. Yes, this bird is just like the ostrich, but then the difference has to do with their sizes. The ostrich is way bigger than this. And with these birds, there is something unique about them. It is the males that do the parenting. So when a male and a female mate, and then the female lays egg, it is the duty of the male alone to sit on the egg, warm the egg, and hatch the egg. So the male will have to sit on the egg for a period of 50 days until the eggs are hatched. After the eggs are hatched, the male has to take care of the chicks for a period of 2 years until the chicks are okay to start a family of their own. So females do not mate with one male twice in their lifetime. They mate with one male once and they move to another male once. As they are doing that, they are laying eggs for you and then moving on from one male to the other. So in this cage, they had some mating, laid some eggs, but unfortunately the male stepped on the egg and then Yes. So the male was on heat again, had wanted to cross the female, but the female didn't agree. So a fight broke out, and then we had to come and separate them. So we've drawn a boundary. So either we take the male to another zoo, bring another male, or bring take the female away and bring another female before we can allow them to come together once again. So as that now, they are having a dispute. They are not important. So, there are some Ashai. Then we have Upper Safari Valley. So we also feed them with chicken feed. The chicken feed is rich in protein. So that's what they are eating. That's what they are eating. Yes. Alright, so now let's go here and go and have a look at the crocodile. Some of us can stand here, some of us can also stand here. Alright, so the kind of crocodiles we have here, are the Nile crocodiles. And at the moment, they are just 9 years old. So just pass around. But they can live. Thank you. And you can see how smallish they are. That's because they are not fully mature. And crocodiles are amphibians. By that I mean they can live in water, they can live on land. But their strength is in the water. So whenever they get a prey or any animal that they want to, eat, they like to take the animal into the water before they eat it. That is where their strength is. And as at now, you can see that the one line in front of us here has opened its mouth. And the reason is that in the wild, after they finish eating, there is a leftover of the food in their teeth. So when they do that, there are some smaller birds that come to sit on their tongue and then pick up the leftovers from their teeth. That is what we call as symbiosis in science. So the crocodile will benefit from the bird, and the bird also benefits from the crocodile. But in this cage, it is limited. There is no bird to come in here to do that for it. So sometimes they open up their mouth and they close it. No, they don't swallow the bird. They don't eat the bird. No, they are all benefiting from each other. So it can live for 70 years as I stated. So we feed it with meat, mostly cow meat. That's let's go. Let's go.
I'm sorry. Sorry, sister.
All right. Okay, so right over here we have a very special species that comes from Canada. We brought this from Canada. And in Africa, Africa doesn't have any deer in Africa. So what happened was that we had to bring this from Canada all the way here. When they came, they are two. There's the male fallow deer, and the female fallow deer is the white one lying at the far end. So they are two. The difference between them is that the male has antlers, the female does not have antlers. And you can specifically use the antlers to predict their age. And the antlers fall off every year and then grow back again. It is natural, it's a natural phenomenon. It grows off and then grows back again. So, because they came from Canada, Canada is a cold zone. So they had very thick fur to be protecting their skin. But here in Ghana, the weather condition is really hot. So they had to adapt naturally by putting off some of the thick fur and then putting on a lighter one, which is helping them survive here. They've been here for the past 2 years and they've been surviving. Yeah. So the female gave birth some time ago, but then the baby couldn't survive and died. So because it was pregnant, we had to separate them so that it can give birth, but the baby couldn't survive. So we'll soon bring them back together so that they will cross the birth. give us some other. Now, when we turn and look here, we have a breed of antelopes here. Yes, and this breed of antelope, we call it the Maxwell Diker. Yes, all dikers are not big animals. All dikers are very small. So it is smallish. Someone might think that it's a very young one. No, it's fully grown. When they fully grow, this is how they become. This is their full size when they are fully mature. Regardless of this size, they are very fast. This animal can run at a speed of 96 kilometers per hour. That is how fast it is. And this is what we call as Ochi in the Accra dialect. Yes. So those who travel from Kumasi to Accra, you see them selling them by the roadside. When you get to Enyinem, you see them. Okay.
So how old are these ones?
These ones are around 8 years. They can live for 10 to 12 years.
Okay.
That's their lifespan. Very short. So we have the.
They can become bigger than this.
No, this full size. Yes. Wow, that's great. So we have
Around the house?
we are very fortunate to come to see them. What are you? And that's what we call as the African giant tortoise. And with tortoises, they can grow very big in size. The longer they grow, their shell also increases in size. And so they have the ability to live for a period between 100 to 300 years. That is their lifespan, 100 to 300. And they eat more of fruits and then vegetables. So there is a school of thought that believes that they can live this long because of the fruits and vegetables they eat. But then we have other animals that also feed on fruits and vegetables, but can't live for this long. So those who are propagating that gospel were vegetarians themselves, so they are trying to push their message. But I mean, fruit and vegetable is also good for us. And with what they are doing, they can do this for 1 hour before they stop. Yes. So we have 2 males and then a female. The males are the ones with the rough backs, and then the female is the one with the smooth back, a very smooth back.
Hey, 22 years.
Yes, we have one.
What are
They're free. Yeah, they're free.
They're free.
Okay, so we have some ganda here. Yes, Busi ganda. So this one has given a laid egg, and then the egg has been hatched into a chick. So we are waiting for this one to fully mature. But we have quite a number of them in these. We have to just separate this one from the others because of the chick, the new chick. And you can actually keep this as part of your security system at home. If you don't like that, as soon as a stranger enters your house, it will make a lot of noise, quack sounds to prompt you that someone has entered. And aside that they attack, so they will go after the person and peck. Once they peck you, they release the chemical into you, which will not kill you, but leave a very dark spot on your skin for a period of 2 weeks or 1 week. If there is any investigation, you suspect someone, and just go and find them. So let's
Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Michael, oh.
This type of antelope is called a bay diker. So we saw the Maxwell diker, very small. I said dikers are generally small animals. So the bay diker is what we call as the otabo in the Akan dialect. They are nocturnal. They are just active at night. But during the day, you see them so relaxed and calm like this. But at night, they are so aggressive. They see very well and perform most of their duties at night. So, bay diker. Alright, so we are going to have a look at the lion and then the zebra.
Daddy, what's zebra? Daddy, what's zebra?
You still got my phone, right?
Yeah, my pockets. I was trying to get you to the front. That's why I was moving like that. Otherwise, I definitely want to hear. The smile and stuff.
See, I'm not afraid. Come to me.
What would you have?
Huh? You said what? Oh, stay right here. You said stay right here. Alright. Thank you. I ain't hear you. Watch the going through your toes.
I'm worried about them. I don't hop in this gate. Can they jump?
These are foreigners. Let me get it. I see the zebra.
So as at now, there's just one that is here. We just constructed this key.
This
So
is
we
the
are going to
zebra
bring
over there?
2 or 3 more from Shy Hills.
I got
all the way there.
It's in the back.
Yeah, naturally animals that love to cover a lot of distance. You know, the zebra is the only animal I know that cannot lie down for a whole year. It can stand for a whole year. So it can even be sleeping while standing. That's how zebras are. So
You see it? Oh, that's
Did you hear him? They can stand for a whole year without ever laying down.
That's the zebra over there. It's called a plain zebra. They can live for 20 to 25 years. But this one is 17 years old. So we have to make sure that so let's go and have a look at the lion.
again. Lift the leg up and then step.
You're fine, bro.
Yes, I'll turn it as soon as you get out. Okay, lift the leg up and then you step. Okay?
I don't know yet, but we like the shadows.
I do. And there's snails everywhere.
Just follow me.
Because it's very wild animal. And they always disturb them when it's raw.
Look at this here. Look.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, can you see the lions?
This is a female one. They say the male one has a big beard.
I can't really get it.
The male one
It's a camel. Okay, so that's where we have our lions enclosure, and the two you can see lying down there are cubs. They are just 1 year 9 months old. Yes, 1 year 9 months old. Yes, it's still a baby. That yes, Simba. Yes. So one is a male, one is a female. Yes, and we have currently separated them from their parents, because in the wild, lions like to eat or kill cubs of other lions, not their lions though. But this is the first time they've given birth in this enclosure, so we didn't want to take any chances. That was why we did the separation. Yes. So when we want to feed them, what we do is that we trap them in here, and then there is a metallic rope here which has a link with a small window you can see there. So as soon as they get in here, we loosen the rope and then the window will just shut. And we are now able to enter through the main gate to drop their food and water there for them to come for it. And these lions you are seeing can live for a period of 10 to 15 years when they are in the wild. But when we are keeping them like this, they can live for 30 years, 30 to 35. Yes.
Look at him.
The difference is that in the wild, when they are sick, there is no doctor to take care of them.
On the camera.
And they have to fight for food, they have to fight for mating partners.
Yeah.
But in here, conditions are favorable. There is a doctor that will come and take care of you when you're sick.
I can't see the other one next to him. No, matter of fact,
Aside that you don't fight
no,
for mating partners.
no, that's a male. The juvenile. Let me say he's one. My eyes. What age do they grow their manes?
So they are here, the male and then the female.
What age do they grow?
What age? So from 5 years and above, they can cross.
For 4 more years.
Yeah, 4 more years. Okay. So let's come this way to have a look at the male. So we have the male and then the female over there. Yes. They are just 7 getting to 8 years old.
I saw a boy that was just like the ones that we saw before.
You see him, babe?
I see one. That's mine.
There's 2, right?
It's
The
hard
male
to
is the
get.
one with the mane.
See them now?
They're big.
You can see it right here. Maybe from here.
Yes, so these two cannot meet. Their siblings over there, they can't meet. Yes, they have the same gene. It's when they meet, because the baby will die.
It's the lion kid and
So they have the same gene. So we'll take one to Kumasi, then bring another one from months old. Yes, 1 year, 9 months old. Yes, it's still a baby. Yes, Simba, yes. So one is a male, one is a female. Yes. And we have currently separated them from their parents. Because in the wild, lions like to eat or kill cubs of other lions. Not their lions though. But this is the first time they've given birth in this enclosure. So we didn't want to take any chances. That was why we did the separation. Yes. So when we want to feed them, what we do is that we trap them in
I got
here.
them good now.
And then there is a metallic rope here which has a link with a small window you can see there. So as soon as they get in here, we loosen the rope and then the window will just shut. And we are now able to enter through the main gate to drop their food and water there for them to come for it. And these lions you are seeing can live for a period of 10 to 15 years when they are in the wild. But when we are keeping them like this, they can live for 30 years, 30 to 35. Yes.
Look at him, babe.
The difference is that in the wild, when they are sick, there is
I got
no
him
doctor to take care of
perfectly
them.
on the camera.
And they have to fight for food, they have to fight for mating partners.
Yeah.
But in here, conditions are favorable. There is a doctor that will come and take care of you when you are sick.
I can't see the other one next to him. No, matter of fact,
Aside
that's
that you don't fight
no,
for mating partners.
no, that's a male.
You have
The
to
juvenile.
fight
Let me say he's one.
Yes.
My eyes. What age do they grow their manes?
So they are here, the male and then the female.
What age do they grow?
What age? So from 5 years and above,
Okay.
they can cross.
For 4 more years.
Yeah, 4 more years. So let's come this way to have a look at the male. So we have the male and then the female over there. Yes. They are just 7 getting to 8 years old.
I saw a boy that was just like the ones that we saw before.
You see him, babe?
I see one. That's mine.
There's 2, right?
It's
The
hard
male
to
is the
get.
one with the
See
mane.
them now?
They're big.
You can see it right here. Maybe from here.
Yes, so these two cannot meet. Their siblings over there, they can't meet. Yes, they have the
Take
same
it,
gene.
take it.
It's when they meet, because the baby will die.
It's the lion kid and
So they have the same gene. So we'll take one to Kumasi, then bring another one from here to another zoo and get another animal and then bring it. Yes, that's what we are doing. So that's why we've created a very big cage, because we are looking at having a breeding program.
let's go somewhere.
That's what we are looking at having. So once these two give birth again, we might take this to another zoo, get another animal, then keep the next set of calves that they
Can come back.
And usually for the first set of calves, they give birth to 2. That's why you can see 2 over there. But after the first set, they can give birth to 4, 5 at a time.
The kids look for the mom. Okay, so which is the mom? Can you tell?
Daddy, I
The one
can't
with less hair on the face. Okay? Michael, did you see the boy and the girl? Did you see the mommy and daddy lion?
No, on your head, no.
Wait, let me hold you this
There is a male.
Hold it so lion. It's a lion. When you give me hold it.
Alright, let me take one more picture. Then I'll
Hold it too. One, two,
They
three,
are territorial.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12.
And when a lion gets to a new location, what it does is that
The
it likes to do what we call scent
the
marking.
same
The scent marking means that it urinates all over. And then there is a powerful chemical in the urine which would send out signals. You know, animals love to, smell when
But
they're
he just
with a
left.
strong
He left
chemical
his
will send
crowd.
signals to
He
other
left his
animals that
crowd at the safari because he didn't want to live.
is how they are.
I need to hold your hat.
So you do that.
Where's your sunglasses?
That we have in the world. Oh, there are
Michael
animals
is
that
tired. You want a juice? You want juice?
I want to study.
the tiger is a very powerful animal because the tiger has
They
the
have to
ability
stop.
to climb. So if it was a tiger with a
Yo, the
the tiger would
chips.
have gone
Let's
out
wash
of
our
this
hands
long
first when we
time.
get to the entrance.
But then we are bringing some tiger.
Where are you guys getting these bones from? After they died.
We were at Kanda where the Flagstaff house is. So we had them there and some of them died.